Although high school sports are finished for the year, you will still find 15-year-old golfing sensation Dominique Galloway hitting the links throughout the summer.
It's been pretty tough because the girls I've been playing with, they're all like college girls and they're all really, really good.
At just 15 years old, the Class 5A state champ missed the U.S. Open cut by just 6 strokes.
They're like, what college do you go to? I'm like, well, I'm going to be a sophomore in high school. They're like, no way, you're so good. It's like, well, just take everything slow and you're going to be a really good player.
The Cleveland Storm standout has been golfing since she was 7 years old, and you don't have to look too far to see that golf runs deep in her family.
She used to come home, she's all happy and bragging and is like, I want to do that too. So I kind of stole her golf clubs.
Dominique's goal is to win a state title every year in high school, but she says there's one player she'll keep an eye out for come 2015.
When my little sister comes up, she'll give me a run for my money, but we're really competitive. So I'm proud of her when she beats me, but also I don't want her to beat me.
We're very competitive, but we're also very fun-loving, so it can get pretty heated, but it can also be very fun.
A good old-fashioned rivalry is in the making. However, one thing will be for certain: the name Galloway atop the leaderboard. At Santa Ana Golf Course, Lawrence Gilligan, KRQE News 13 Sports. Most people drive their car to work, but for 23-year-old John Posen, lifting one is just another day at the office.
Good job. I've always been the big kid in the class. I've always been that guy who's, typically bigger than everybody else, and that's why it was very fitting to me to do a sport, because it's a sport of big men.
Posen is a solid 6'5", 370 pounds, and recently placed third in a national competition this year, and is aiming for a pro card with a win at the Arnold Amateur Strongman World Championships in Columbus, Ohio on March 1st.
It's the biggest amateur competition in the world right now, so it's a big opportunity to move up in the ranks a little bit.
Nothing comes overnight in this sport. I don't care how gifted you are, everything takes time. And it takes years of building and getting strong.
Big deep breath, back.
Anthony Trujillo has been training the El Dorado graduate for a little over a year now. He says the big man's heart for powerlifting will take him a long way in the sport.
That's a drive that comes from within, and when you really love something, I mean, that's when it all comes out. And he's passionate about something, and a lot of people don't really know what that is.
Good job.
In Albuquerque, Lawrence Gilligan, KRQE News 13 Sports.
Right, just a mess. Now the freak monsoons swept through tonight's packed Isotopes game. Lawrence Gilligan was there and continues our team coverage with the damage at Isotopes Park.
Yeah, that's right, Jessica. A typical night during monsoon season with plenty of rain and lightning, although nobody at Isotopes Park seemingly realized just how strong this thing was. Typically, well, I use our own video equipment. However, the high winds and heavy rain left me with just cell phone video. This game is postponed in the bottom of the first inning. The Isotopes field crew, as well as members of the Isotopes staff, trying to get the tarp on before severe rain and the winds just too strong. A few of the crew members were swept underneath the tarp. According to the Isotopes front office, nobody was injured in this ordeal. I've never seen anything like this at Isotopes Park. Coming back from the park was definitely crazy too. Fans scurrying to their cars, trying to get out of the rain. Bent signs as well as broken tree branches on the side of the road. Power out on city blocks as people try to make it home without stalling in high water. Looks like Pirates of the Caribbean out there. One car, not so lucky. Definitely the story around here. Well, on a lighter note, the Albuquerque Isotopes will finish tonight's game in game one of a doubleheader tomorrow at 4:05. If you build it, they will come. That's the outlook APS Athletics had when breaking ground on their new West Side facility. Next month, it'll be reality.
We needed a West Side stadium. We only have 2 stadiums. The last one was built in 1963, which was Wilson, and so we really had a need for a stadium.
So far, there's 110 acres of prime sports real estate, and the vision is pretty simple. At the very end, they want to have baseball, softball fields, and tennis courts.
This is a 110-acre site for us. Across the street's another 110-acre that we have where the new high school, middle school is going to go. And so we thought, well, look, this could be a sports complex. From uptown, it's about 10 minutes. It is right off the interstate. And so it's easy access to anybody in the whole city.
A city filled with athletes ready to step foot on the $38 million site. Capacity for the football side will be approximately 7,500. The opposite side for track and field will hold around 2,000.
We look at the cost too to see what would be cheaper, and they were the same, and so we thought it would be kind of like UNM. It would be pretty cool, so we separated it off, and it worked really well.
Every APS school except La Cueva will be in action at the Westside Sports Stadium for Prep football's opening weekend with 7 games over a 4-day stretch. In Albuquerque, Lawrence Gilligan, KRQE News 13 Sports. Cavemen and Rams ready for their showdown under the lights and drizzle. This game was filled with turnovers early. Rams driving. Easton Barrera looks across the middle, and it's Caveman senior Cody Tanner jumping the route. Tanner with the interception going the other way before being tackled at the 50. Their drive would stall. Meanwhile, Rio gets the offense moving. Barrera across the middle to Josiah Morgan. Check it out on the replay. Morgan hanging on for the tough grab. You walked that off 1-8. This one is still tied up at zeros until Barrera changes it thanks to Brady Patterson. Patterson gets not 1 but 2 feet down. Just like that, it's 7-0 Rio. Late second quarter, Carlsbad trying to move across the 50, and the quarterback cannot handle the ball. He can't come up with it, but the Rams do. Ensuing drive, Rio pulls off a little trickery, the double reverse. Tristan Foley playing quarterback to the quarterback, Easton Barrera making the grab. Later in the drive, Rams find the end zone. Barrera with the handoff to Jordan Lotto. Rio leads 14-0 and take a 17-0 advantage into the locker room at the half. We caught up with Rams head coach Dave Howes at the break.
You know, these guys are playing their tails off, and we've done this before. We just can't let up in the second half, so I'm very proud of them right now. They've got a great quarterback and a great offense, so we can't try to let them back in this game, so we got to keep stepping on the gas.
Well, Van, the gas pedal was indeed stepped on for both sides. Get this, Rams led 17-0 at the half, and that field goal at the end of the first half stands true as Rio Rancho comes from behind at the end to beat Carlsbad by 3 points, 41-38. Turned out to be a high-scoring affair. Van.
Guess what? You know what's happening now, right?
You got to put on the Letterman jacket. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Hey, I'm surprised you were ready for that.
Again, that's a final